Modern life often feels like a whirlwind, where true focus has become a rare luxury. We get caught up in a storm of information, social media, and fleeting pleasures, forgetting the one thing that matters most: ourselves. But if you don't prioritize your own well-being and growth, who will? If you don't take control of your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you'll remain a puppet to external influences. Success, much like the quiet, relentless practice of a pianist, is often unseen. No one notices the hours spent in solitude, the frustration, or the small, silent adjustments that lead to mastery. But when the moment arrives, the world is stunned by the seamless beauty that emerges. True success doesn't need a stage. It's the result of countless hours of unnoticed effort. As Epictetus wisely put it, if you want to improve, be willing to look foolish in the eyes of others, especially when it comes to external matters. Great achievements aren't for those who seek recognition, but for those who are patient enough to work quietly and stay focused on their journey. Now, let's delve into how we can prioritize ourselves, build unwavering discipline, and transform our lives into something extraordinary. Number 1. Explore the source of destruction. When we talk about focusing on ourselves and working hard in silence, we often ignore the underlying forces that prevent us from achieving success. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control everything around us, but we can control the sources of destruction that hinder our growth. These destructive forces may not always be obvious, but if we fail to identify them, they will quietly erode our progress. Let's explore how we can recognize and eliminate the sources of destruction in our lives so we can truly focus on what matters: our growth, our goals, and our personal development. One of the first sources of destruction is our own mindset. Often, the biggest barrier to progress isn't external, it's internal. Negative self-talk, fear of failure, and limiting beliefs can sabotage our success before we even start. The Stoics believed that we should train our minds to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. When we are plagued by doubt, fear, or insecurity, we must explore where these feelings come from. Are they based on past failures, external expectations, or perhaps the comparison trap? By recognizing and challenging these negative patterns, we reclaim our power and set ourselves up for success. Instead of feeding into self-destructive thoughts, we focus on cultivating a mindset that is aligned with our values and goals. When we focus on progress, not perfection, we create a mental environment that nurtures growth. Another source of destruction is attachment to the outcome. It's easy to get caught up in the desire for instant success, approval, or recognition. But attachment to outcomes often leads to frustration when things don't go according to plan. Stoicism teaches us that we should focus on the process, not the result. If we tie our happiness and fulfillment to external outcomes, whether it's the approval of others, financial success, or any other form of external validation, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Instead, we should aim to detach from the outcome and place our attention on the actions we can take. Our effort, dedication, and discipline are within our control, and they should be our primary focus. By shifting our mindset from "I need to achieve X" to "I will work towards X with integrity and effort," we free ourselves from the destructive power of unrealistic expectations. Distractions are another major source of destruction in our lives. In today's fast-paced world, distractions are constant. We're bombarded with notifications, messages, and the pressure to keep up with everything happening around us. But distractions, while seemingly harmless, can derail our progress. The Stoics emphasized the importance of concentration and the ability to focus on what truly matters. If we allow ourselves to be constantly distracted, We waste valuable time and energy on things that don't contribute to our personal growth. To combat this, we must become intentional about where we place our attention, whether it's social media, mindless entertainment, or unproductive habits. Identifying and removing distractions is crucial for staying on track. By creating a focused environment, whether it's setting boundaries with others, limiting screen time, or simply creating designated times for deep work, we reclaim control over our time and energy. The environment we place ourselves in also plays a huge role in our success. Negative influences, whether they come from toxic relationships, unsupportive friends, or unhealthy surroundings, can subtly chip away at our ability to focus and succeed. The Stoics believed in surrounding themselves with individuals who embody virtue, wisdom, and integrity. The people we spend time with can either lift us up or pull us down. If you're surrounded by negativity, gossip, or people who don't support your growth, it becomes much harder to stay focused on your goals. By consciously curating our environment, we eliminate one of the most powerful sources of destruction. Seek out relationships that challenge and inspire you. Engage with people who push you to be better and who celebrate your growth. Your environment, both physical and social, should foster the mindset and habits that support your journey. One of the most destructive forces is procrastination. We often think we have time, but time slips away, and procrastination becomes a silent killer of progress. We delay tasks, make excuses, and convince ourselves that we'll do it tomorrow. But the truth is, tomorrow is never guaranteed, and waiting only leads to more stress and missed opportunities. Stoicism teaches us that the key to overcoming procrastination is action, taking consistent, disciplined steps towards our goals, no matter how small they may seem. To defeat procrastination, we must explore why we delay. Are we afraid of failure? Are we overwhelmed by the task at hand? Once we identify the root cause, we can break down the task into manageable steps and commit to taking action, even when it's uncomfortable. By creating momentum through small actions, we begin to overcome the resistance of procrastination and start making real progress. Lastly, comfort and complacency can become a subtle but powerful source of destruction. It's easy to fall into the trap of staying comfortable, sticking with the familiar, avoiding challenges, and resisting change. However, true growth happens outside of our comfort zones. Stoicism teaches us to embrace discomfort, as it is often in the struggle that we find our greatest lessons. Complacency breeds stagnation, and stagnation is the enemy of progress. If we are too comfortable, we stop pushing ourselves, stop learning, and stop evolving. To break free from complacency, we must seek out challenges that stretch us. This could mean taking on a new project, learning a new skill, or confronting a fear that has held us back. By embracing discomfort, we ensure that we are always growing, always progressing, and never allowing ourselves to fall into the trap of stagnation. Destruction is not always loud or sudden. Often it is a slow, steady erosion that occurs when we neglect the small but significant forces that undermine our progress. To truly focus on ourselves and work hard in silence, we must be vigilant in identifying and eliminating these sources of destruction. By exploring the roots of our self-doubt, attachment to outcomes, distractions, negative environments, procrastination, and complacency, we take the first step in creating a life that is aligned with our true potential. Stoicism teaches us that we have the power to control our actions, thoughts, and responses. When we focus on removing the destructive forces in our lives, we create the space to grow, to work in silence, and to achieve the success we desire on our own terms. Number 2, reason why you need to control your life. Controlling your life doesn't mean being rigid or trying to control every single moment. It's about embracing the power of intentional living. When you're in control, you take full responsibility for your choices, your actions, and even the way you perceive the world around you. In this fast-paced world, it's easy to let life happen to you, but the real strength comes from deciding that you will not just react, you will respond with purpose. Let's first talk about what happens when you give up control. Without a clear sense of ownership over your own life, you allow circumstances to shape you. You might find yourself overwhelmed by the chaos of external expectations, the opinions of others, or the demands of life itself. These forces can often push you into decisions that don't reflect your true desires, values, or potential. You start drifting through life rather than steering the ship toward your desired destination. This is where the true power of control comes in. It gives you the autonomy to decide where you want to go and who you want to become. When you control your life, you stop waiting for opportunities to fall into your lap. You create them. You take charge of your day, your goals, and the way you approach challenges. You stop letting circumstances dictate your mood, your choices, or your sense of self-worth. Instead, you become the creator of your reality. Let's talk about control and growth. The path to personal growth isn't a random walk through life. It's a process of conscious decisions. You need control to carve out the path that aligns with your purpose. Imagine trying to climb a mountain with no clear direction. You might end up lost, disoriented, or even giving up. But when you control your journey, you have a map, a plan, and a commitment to keep moving forward. The power to decide who you want to become allows you to tap into your fullest potential. The harder you work on yourself, the more you sharpen your abilities and mindset, and growth becomes an inevitable outcome. In the pursuit of success, control gives you the power to design your own future. Without it, you may fall into the trap of passively allowing life to dictate your progress. The most successful individuals are not those who simply wait for luck or external conditions to favor them. They are the ones who make intentional decisions every single day, whether it's investing in their education, prioritizing their health, or building meaningful relationships. Success is the outcome of consistent, deliberate action, and it requires full ownership of your life's direction. Control also plays a crucial role in building resilience. Life is full of setbacks, failures, and challenges, but the way you respond to them defines your character and ultimately shapes your future. When you control your life, you control your responses. You learn how to bounce back from difficulties with strength and grace. You develop the mental toughness to keep going, even when things don't go as planned. This resilience becomes a powerful tool that helps you push through the toughest of times and emerge stronger on the other side. Emotional control is another key aspect of owning your life. Without control over your emotions, you risk being a slave to your impulses and reactions. Think about how many times you've reacted impulsively out of frustration, anger, or stress. These emotions can cloud your judgment and derail your progress. But when you take control of your emotions, you create space for rational decision-making. You choose your reactions with intention rather than being swept away by temporary feelings. Emotional control allows you to stay grounded, maintain your focus, and approach every situation with clarity and calmness. Discipline is the backbone of control. When you take control of your life, you're committing to your own success. Discipline means consistently showing up for your goals, even when it's hard or when you don't feel like it. It's about setting clear priorities and sticking to them no matter the distractions. Discipline is what transforms intentions into results. Without it, dreams remain just that, dreams. Control gives you the willpower to follow through, even when motivation fades. It's the discipline to continue working on yourself and your goals, no matter the obstacles in your way. Finally, when you control your life, you create a sense of purpose. Too often, people feel lost or disconnected because they haven't taken the time to consciously craft their lives. But when you take ownership of your decisions and actions, you begin to align with your deeper purpose. Your life stops being a series of random events and instead becomes a journey with clear intention. This sense of purpose is the fuel that drives you forward, keeps you motivated, and fills you with a deep sense of fulfillment as you live in alignment with your true self. In conclusion, controlling your life is not about having power over others, but about mastering yourself. It's about knowing that the decisions you make today shape your future. It's about taking responsibility for your actions, building resilience, developing discipline, and staying true to your purpose. The moment you take control is the moment your life transforms into a purposeful, fulfilling journey. Number 3, the importance of building discipline and sacrifice. In life, the concept of discipline is often misunderstood or underestimated. It's not about rigidly following a set of rules, nor is it about punishing yourself for every slip-up. Discipline, in its truest sense, is about consistency, dedication, and self-control. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, and putting in the effort, even when the reward is not immediate or obvious. The importance of building discipline cannot be overstated, especially when we strive to achieve our greatest goals, whether personal or professional. Discipline is what separates success from failure. It is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Without discipline, all the talent, intelligence, and good intentions in the world mean very little. You may have big dreams, but without discipline, they will remain just that, dreams. Discipline turns those dreams into actionable steps, and it's the consistency in those steps that leads to real results. To truly understand the power of discipline, it's essential to grasp the role sacrifice plays in the process. Sacrifice is often seen in a negative light, as if you're losing something valuable. But sacrifice isn't about losing, it's about choosing. When you decide to discipline yourself, you are essentially choosing a path that may require giving up things that are easy, comfortable, or immediately gratifying. Whether it's time spent lounging around, indulging in fleeting pleasures, or procrastinating on important tasks, sacrificing these things is what frees up space for your growth and progress. We live in a world that constantly pulls us in different directions. Social media, entertainment, distractions, and the endless stream of notifications can make it seem almost impossible to focus on what truly matters. Yet, in the face of these distractions, discipline allows you to stay true to your purpose. It gives you the power to filter out the noise and focus on what's important. Think about the sacrifices that come with discipline. It might mean waking up earlier to work on your goals when everyone else is still sleeping. It could mean saying no to a night out with friends because you need to work on your passion project or study for an exam. Sacrifice might mean turning off your phone or avoiding the temptation to indulge in mindless entertainment because you know that your time is better spent developing your skills or building your future. These small sacrifices, when added up over time, compound into significant achievements. Sacrifice isn't just about cutting things out of your life, it's about what you gain in return. By sacrificing temporary pleasures, you unlock a more meaningful, long-lasting sense of fulfillment. The joy of accomplishment, the satisfaction of achieving something you've worked hard for, is far greater than any fleeting pleasure that might come from instant gratification. Discipline requires patience, because change doesn't happen overnight. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see results immediately, but remember that discipline is a long-term investment. The discipline you practice today will build the foundation for your future success. Just as a muscle takes time to grow and strengthen with consistent effort, so too does your ability to achieve your goals through disciplined action. The process of building discipline and making sacrifices is not always easy. There will be times when you feel like giving up, when the urge to take shortcuts or abandon your goals feels overwhelming. During these moments, it's crucial to remember why you started. Reflect on your deeper purpose, the bigger picture of what you're working toward. Your sacrifices are investments in a future that aligns with your true desires and values. They are not in vain. In Stoic philosophy, the concept of apatheia, or inner peace, is closely linked to mastering discipline. The Stoics believed that by practicing self-control and making conscious choices, we could free ourselves from the chaos of external circumstances and focus on what we can control. By embracing discipline and sacrifice, we align ourselves with our deeper values and the purpose we have set for ourselves. Through this alignment, we cultivate a sense of peace and contentment that is not dependent on external circumstances or fleeting pleasures. Building discipline and embracing sacrifice is not just a path to success, it's a path to self-mastery. When you build discipline, you begin to take full ownership of your life. You stop reacting to life's challenges and start proactively creating the life you want. You stop being a victim of circumstance and become the architect of your own future. It is through discipline that you truly become the person you are meant to be. The importance of building discipline and making sacrifices cannot be overstated. It is the foundation upon which all success is built. It's what keeps you going when the road gets tough, and it's what enables you to achieve greatness, not by sheer luck, but through consistent effort and unwavering commitment. So if you want to reach your fullest potential, embrace discipline and be willing to make the sacrifices that are necessary for your growth. Your future self will thank you for it. Number 4, schedule and focus. When it comes to the Stoic philosophy and applying it to personal growth, one of the key lessons to master is the art of scheduling and focusing on the tasks that truly matter. Life is filled with distractions, noise, and endless possibilities, but it is only through discipline and a well-structured schedule that you can truly make progress. Stoicism teaches us that our time is precious and must be used wisely, and this principle resonates deeply with the modern struggle of balancing numerous responsibilities, ambitions, and personal goals. Let's begin by considering the Stoic view of time. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, emphasized that time is one of the few things we control. Unlike external events which we cannot predict or influence, how we choose to spend our time lies entirely in our hands. This understanding gives us immense power to structure our day in a way that aligns with our values, goals, and personal growth. The realization that we have a limited amount of time on this earth is both humbling and motivating, urging us to prioritize what truly matters and to do so with discipline and focus. But how do we actually structure our time in a meaningful way? The answer lies in creating a schedule that works for us. Not a rigid, overcomplicated one, but a thoughtful plan that accounts for our priorities, values, and the energy we bring to different tasks. The first step is to reflect on what matters most. Are your goals aligned with your values? Are you spending your time on the things that will bring you closer to your ideal self, or are you being pulled in many directions by external forces, social expectations, or fleeting desires? Once you've identified your priorities, it's time to break down your schedule. This is where the real magic happens. When you move from abstract goals to concrete, actionable steps. The Stoics believed in the power of small, consistent actions, and this principle can be applied directly to your schedule. Instead of attempting to accomplish everything at once, break down your larger goals into manageable chunks. For example, If your goal is personal growth or improving a skill, set aside a certain block of time each day or week to focus solely on that activity. Treat this time as sacred, free from distractions and other obligations. Focus is an essential component of this process. In a world full of interruptions and distractions, maintaining focus can feel like an insurmountable challenge. But focus, much like any skill, can be cultivated through practice. The Stoics taught us the importance of self-control and the ability to turn our attention inward, blocking out the noise around us. This doesn't mean we should be constantly busy or working non-stop, but rather that we should be intentional with our time and attention. When it's time to work, work with full presence. When it's time to rest, rest with complete surrender. This balance of focus and relaxation is essential to achieving long-term success. A key strategy for cultivating focus is to set specific time slots for different tasks throughout the day. For example, designate the morning for deep, uninterrupted work that requires your full mental energy. Reserve afternoons for lighter tasks or meetings. Make sure to include rest periods, but don't let them spill over into your productive blocks. Creating a rhythm in your day can help you stay on track and avoid feeling overwhelmed. Another essential element is eliminating distractions. The Stoics believed in the importance of mastering our external environment in order to create a peaceful, focused inner world. In today's digital age, distractions are more prevalent than ever, with constant notifications, social media, and a never-ending stream of information. To truly focus, it's important to set boundaries with technology. Turn off unnecessary notifications, close apps or tabs that aren't relevant to your current task, and dedicate specific times for checking emails or social media. By limiting distractions, you'll create a space where you can direct all of your attention toward what's in front of you. One of the most powerful aspects of scheduling and focus is the ability to reflect on your progress. The Stoics were masters of self-reflection, regularly reviewing their actions and thoughts. At the end of each day, take a moment to review how you spent your time. Did you stick to your schedule? Were you able to focus on what mattered? If you find areas for improvement, adjust your approach for the following day. This self-awareness allows you to refine your schedule over time and ensures that you're continually moving in the direction of your goals. It's also important to remember that setbacks will happen. There will be days when things don't go according to plan, when you lose focus, or when you feel discouraged. These moments are inevitable, but how you respond to them is what matters. Embrace these challenges with a Stoic mindset. View them as opportunities for growth, not as failures. Understand that the process of becoming disciplined, focused, and effective is not linear. It's a journey filled with ups and downs, but the key is to stay committed to the process. By creating a schedule that aligns with your goals and values, eliminating distractions, and cultivating focus, you can make significant strides toward personal growth and success. Remember, as the Stoics taught, it's not about trying to control everything, but rather about making the most of what you can control: your time, your actions, and your focus. Embrace the power of scheduling, stay disciplined, and watch as you make consistent progress toward becoming the person you aspire to be. Number 5. Process is key, not just result in life. We often get caught up in the idea that the end result is all that matters. We set our sights on the goal, dreaming of success, recognition, or achieving some form of perfection. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us that it's not the result that defines us. It's the process, the effort, discipline, and perseverance we put into each step along the way that truly shapes who we are. Think about it. We live in a world that glorifies the outcome. It's easy to look at someone who has achieved great success and think, "I want that." What we tend to forget is that success is rarely an overnight thing. It's the culmination of hours of work, years of learning, and a commitment to improving day by day. When we focus only on the result, we lose sight of the growth that happens in the process. Every challenge we face, every setback we encounter, is an opportunity to become better. These moments test our character, teach us resilience, and build our patience. Without embracing the journey, we miss out on becoming the person who can handle the success we desire. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, understood this deeply. They emphasized the importance of focusing on what we can control, the actions, thoughts, and responses we choose in every moment. The result is out of our hands, but the process is where we have power. The daily actions we take, the small habits we build, and the perseverance we show in the face of difficulties are what ultimately determine the kind of person we become, regardless of the final outcome. When we shift our focus from the outcome to the process, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and anxiety. We stop comparing our progress to others and start appreciating the small wins we achieve every day. It's the process that builds confidence, not the final result. Every day we show up, we're making progress, even if it doesn't feel like it. And in the end, this consistent effort pays off, even if the result isn't exactly what we expected. Take a moment to reflect on your own journey. What goals have you set for yourself? Are you focusing too much on the result and not enough on the process? The next time you face a challenge, remind yourself that it's not about the destination. It's about the steps you take to get there. Keep moving forward, stay disciplined, and trust in the process. The results will follow, but the person you become along the way is what truly matters. In the end, it's the process that molds your character, shapes your mindset, and defines your success. Embrace it fully, and you'll find that the journey itself becomes as fulfilling as the destination. Number 6. Embrace solitude to strengthen your inner resolve. In today's fast-paced world, where constant connectivity and external noise are the norm, we often forget the profound power of solitude. But solitude, when embraced with intention, becomes a source of immense strength and clarity. It's in these moments of quietness, when we're alone with our thoughts, that we truly come face to face with ourselves. When you choose solitude, you're not isolating yourself from the world. Rather, you're reconnecting with your inner self. It's in solitude that we allow ourselves to reflect, to understand our desires, fears, and purpose. You might think that being alone is a form of weakness or loneliness, but in reality, it is an opportunity for personal growth, self-discovery, and mental fortitude. Think about it. When you spend time alone, free from distractions and external influences, you gain the ability to hear your own thoughts. These are the thoughts that matter most, the ones that arise from within, untouched by the opinions of others. This is where the Stoics found their strength. They knew that to cultivate true wisdom, resilience, and inner peace, they had to learn to stand firm in their own company, not needing validation from the outside world. Solitude is not about running away from the world. It's about finding the strength to be with yourself in a world that constantly urges you to seek external validation. It's about creating space to work on your inner self, to refine your thoughts, your emotions, and your decisions. In silence, you allow your thoughts to become clearer and your decisions to become more aligned with your true values and beliefs. Embracing solitude also means learning to confront your own shortcomings. Without distractions, it's easy to avoid facing parts of yourself that need improvement. When you spend time alone, you have no choice but to face your weaknesses head-on. This confrontation is not a form of self-criticism, but a necessary step toward personal growth. It's only by recognizing where we fall short that we can work on becoming stronger, more focused, and more determined individuals. In solitude, your inner resolve is tested. You're forced to rely on your own resources, to trust in your own judgment, and to develop the mental discipline necessary to stay committed to your goals. Whether it's working on a project, striving for self-improvement, or simply becoming more self-aware, solitude allows you to build mental toughness. It's the foundation of self-reliance. You may feel tempted to fill every moment with noise, whether it's social media, television, or constant conversation. However, when you embrace solitude, you create a sacred space where your thoughts can breathe, your creativity can flourish, and your inner strength can thrive. It is in these moments of quietude that you find the clarity to make decisions that align with your values, not the fleeting pressures of society. Moreover, solitude sharpens your ability to focus. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to lose sight of what's important. When you spend time alone, free from interruptions, you develop the ability to focus on your goals, thoughts, and actions without being swayed by external influences. This ability to focus is the cornerstone of achieving anything meaningful in life, whether it's personal development, career growth, or cultivating meaningful relationships. In Stoic philosophy, the practice of solitude was integral to building a strong mind and character. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, often retreated into moments of solitude to reconnect with his higher self. It was in these moments that he found clarity in his thoughts, regained his sense of purpose, and fortified his resolve. By embracing solitude, he was able to navigate the complexities of ruling an empire with wisdom and inner peace. When you make solitude a part of your life, you're not escaping the world. You're strengthening your inner resolve. You're preparing yourself to face the challenges that life throws at you with unwavering confidence and mental toughness. It teaches you to be comfortable with yourself, to trust in your own abilities, and to make decisions based on your values rather than the opinions of others. So when you feel overwhelmed or lost in the chaos of life, take a step back. Embrace solitude. Use it as a tool to strengthen your inner resolve. In the quiet of your own mind, you will find the answers, the clarity, and the strength that you need to move forward with purpose and determination. It's in these moments of solitude that you find the power to shape your future and become the person you were always meant to be. Solitude is not a luxury. It's a necessity for anyone who wants to live with intention, grow mentally, and strengthen their character. By embracing solitude, you are embracing the power to become your best self. So, the next time you find yourself alone, don't see it as an empty space. See it as an opportunity to build your inner strength, to fortify your resolve, and to get closer to the person you're meant to be. In the end, prioritizing yourself and working quietly on your growth will lead to the most meaningful success. Focus on what you can control, trust the process, and let your actions speak louder than any words or validation from others. Your true power lies in the effort you put in, not in the recognition you seek.